Welcome back to Sports Pantheon. Now let's talk about Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Going into Game 1, all the pressure seemed like it was on the Pacers. I think a lot of people wrote the Pacers off, including myself to some degree. And now after Game 1, it seems like all the pressure is on OKC. So let's talk about a few things to look for in Game 2. Now, for one, I'm looking for the Pacers to maintain the ball security that they showed in the second half of Game 1. You'll remember in the first half that they committed 19 turnovers. Now, you have to give credit to OKC's defense. That is who they've been all season. But at the same time, they were able to make some adjustments, the Pacers that is, to limit those turnovers down to just 5 in the second half. They slowed the pace down a little bit, only having 47 possessions in the second half versus 54 in the first. They reduced errors, of course. And one person I'm looking for to make an adjustment, well, it's twofold, it's Miles Turner. He had 6 turnovers, but I think a lot of those turnovers can be taken down because a lot of times it seems like he's getting swarmed in the paint. It'll be interesting to see some of the game plan adjustments that the Pacers make there. Now, number 2 for Indiana is look for them to try to maintain the shooting dominance that they showed in Game 1. In the playoffs, they're 13-0 when they score over 110 points. Interestingly, OKC's opponents are averaging just 106.5 points per game in the playoffs. Now, I don't expect them to repeat this, but in Game 1 in the second half, the Pacers shot 51.1% from the field and 50% from 3, scoring 66 points in that second half. Game 2, I think OKC will really try to limit that number. I guess we'll just have to see how it goes for both teams. Now, one adjustment for OKC is I'd like to see Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's role kind of shift a little bit. Individually, he was great. He had 38 points on 14 for 30 shooting, but he had just 3 assists in Game 1. OKC recorded a season-low 208 passes and 13 total assists, the bench only having 2 assists in 71 minutes. That's totally uncharacteristic of OKC, and a lot of that is attributed to Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren having, kind of lower performances in Game 1. I think an over-reliance from OKC on SGA's ISO ball, it kind of stifled their offense. Now, to be fair, I don't think that's SGA's fault. I think his teammates didn't show up to some degree, and they kept going to what worked. If you're OKC, you have to get guys like Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren going. And then the other thing for OKC is I'd like to see some lineup adjustments. They opted to bench Isaiah Hartenstein from the jump, and Cason Wallace took the starting position for OKC there. And I don't think it went the way they were hoping for. There's some positives like the defense that was mentioned earlier. I think Cason Wallace definitely has something to do with that. But at the same time, they were out-rebounded 56-39. When OKC is losing the rebounding battle in these playoffs, they're just 4-4. So for the Pacers, that's something for them to look at and really try to achieve for in Game 2. And for OKC, it's something they're going to have to figure out whether that's going for these lineups that have worked in the playoffs where they're playing both Hartenstein and Chet. I know there's some concern there matchup-wise for having both of those bigs on the court, but I don't know, maybe they take an approach like the Rockets did where they run the double big and just shoot more shots and get more rebounds than the other team. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. For reference, Chet Holmgren only had 6 points and 6 rebounds, and he only played 23 minutes. Hartenstein, on the other hand, had 9 points and 7 rebounds in just 17 minutes. Both of them, though, they were underutilized, and for Chet especially, he just underperformed. I'd look to see Chet Holmgren having a bounce-back game in Game 2, and I'm excited to see how OKC tries to make the adjustments with their bigs. So just to recap, for the Thunder, I think the focus is rebounding, rebalancing lineups, and diversifying playmaking through Chet and through Jalen Williams. And then for the Pacers, I think they really have to try to sustain their shooting efficiency and minimize the turnovers. I think it'll be really tough to win another game with such lopsided halves. I think they really have to get into a groove, but at the same time, this Pacers unit is different. It just seems like whether they're winning or losing, they always have a shot to win a game. But the interesting thing to me is OKC seems like they're facing all the pressure now. If they go down 0-2, especially losing the 2 home games, I mean, this might be a wrap. Indiana will definitely look to capitalize on the momentum, but if I had to make a pick for Game 2, I think I'd go with OKC. But let me know who you have in the comments. Who do you have winning Game 2, and who do you have winning the series? Also, if you could, let me know what adjustments you think are going to be coming for both teams. And thanks for watching Sports Pantheon.
Final seconds, no fouls to give. Halliburton looking. Halliburton driving, pulls off, jump shot. It's good! It's good! Tyrese Tyrese Halliburton does it again.